And we're joined by Jaime Schultz, Maple Hill grad in the Tampa Rays farmhand, 5-4 record, 3.16 ERA with the Durham Bulls in AAA. Went 5 2/3 yesterday, 7 strikeouts in a no decision. And Jaime joins us here on Big Board Sports. Jaime, Roger Weiland in Albany. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And you get that no decision with 7 Ks. Jaime, let's start there. How did you feel last night?
I felt pretty good. I've actually been feeling a little under the weather lately, but I kind of set that aside and went out there and tried to do the best I could for our team.
Well, you pitched really well this year. Have the Rays given you, Jaime, any indication about, a call-up or what will be happening in your future? Has any of that been discussed?
No, not really at all. I think the main focus right now is just obviously working on everything you need to get better, and I think the better you do that, the sooner you'll have a better idea of what's going on, and I think they'll let me know a little bit later on in the season with that.
Jaime, Brady here. You've got 128 strikeouts in just 108 innings. Continues to be a strength of yours to put batters away. How have you developed that ability to have those put-away pitches? Because it's no longer just, you throw hard enough to blow it by everybody like when you were younger.
Yeah, it's definitely not like that anymore. But I think it's all about getting ahead early and throwing strikes with every pitch, and then it's more of putting those pitches outside the zone where they can't hit them. You don't see many times where you throw a fastball in the zone or a curveball in the zone and they'll swing and miss. That doesn't happen at this level. It's more starting a curveball in the zone and having it fall out. So I worked really hard on putting the pitches out of the zone when I need to.
And 128 strikeouts in 108 innings. That's getting it done. The walk totals are down for you as well. 54 in those 108. Have you continued to work on your command? We know any pitcher who's getting it done and winning games, you got to have command. How's that been for you, Jaime?
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm proud of this year, and obviously it's still not where I want it to be, but I definitely set aside time for my bullpen sessions to work on getting ahead early and throwing strikes with every pitch. And, there's some times where you don't get a call here or there, but it's not really an excuse. You need to battle back and make better pitches. And I'm happy with how far I've come, and I definitely want to make strides to get better.
We are talking to Jaime Schultz here on Big Board Sports. He's a Maple Hill grad and in the Tampa Ray farm system right now, and looking to continue to move up. He's in AAA right now. Hey, Jaime, let me ask you: that trading deadline, is that stressful for even a guy like you, and seeing what teams are going to do and how it may or may not affect you? Were you a little bit stressed out on Monday, a trading deadline at 4:00?
Yeah, it is a little stressful. I mean, you never know if it could be you. You don't know if your friends are going. You don't know if a guy leaves and opens up a spot for you. But it's definitely something everyone in the organization looks at. And, I mean, to end up losing Matty Moe like that, I actually became pretty good friends with him this spring training. So it's tough to see him go, but it opens up spots for other guys that deserve it. Like Matt Andrees took his spot there, and I was pretty close with him in spring training. And I mean, he's been pitching his butt off this year, and that's one guy that deserves to be in a rotation like that. So, I mean, everyone sits there and looks at all these different things, and we just hope for the best,
Hey, Jaime, last night your catcher was Hank Conger, who's a guy who's been in the majors with the Angels, with the Astros, with the Rays, has a lot of experience. You also have J.P. Arancibia on your roster, has played for the Blue Jays, has a lot of experience. What's it like for you working with a guy who's had so much major league experience, and how does that help you?
I mean, it's awesome working with those guys. It's just they've been around the game so long, and they know the ins and outs of every hitter, even if you've never faced them before. They just know by their swing, and it gives you a lot of confidence to go out there and throw your pitches without really thinking about it. And, I mean, I think there was a time I shook off 3 times in a row, and Conger put down the same sign, fastball in every time. And, I was like, all right, well, he must know something I don't know. And I threw it and ended up being a called strike 3. So, I mean, those guys have so much experience, and they have know-how on just about every hitter, and it's just I mean, it gives you a lot of confidence to go out there and just throw a pitch with emphasis every time. So it's pretty great working with those guys.
Jamie, you and I have talked a bunch. This is Roger's first time with me talking to you, so I got to bring him in on this story. The last time that we talked, I asked you what it was like playing for the Montgomery Biscuits, which was the Double-A team for the Rays that you played with last year. And you said you always got some weird looks when you told people that you played for the Biscuits. So how happy are you now to play for the Durham Bulls, one of the more storied minor league teams? You know, pretty big movie about the Durham Bulls and a more normal name. How relieved are you about that?
Yeah, it's definitely gives you more, I don't know, credit when you talking to someone about that. You know, they say, "Oh, what do you do?" And you say you play for the Bulls. They're like, "Oh, I know what that is." You know, and it's definitely awesome playing here. Obviously, a storied franchise, and everyone's heard of that. Just about everyone's heard of it, and you know, it's pretty cool. They actually have the bowl in left field that lights up and blow steam out of its nose when we hit home runs, and we have like the Annie and Crash racers running around, so it's awesome playing here.
Jamie, you have a best in-game promotion that you've seen in the minors?
You know, Wooly the Bull driving around in his little go-kart is pretty impressive. It's not like those little tiny ones you see at like Funplex back home. It's actually pretty fast, and he gets going and does a little burnout at the end, so that's pretty cool to see.
How's the attendance? Do you guys draw well for the AAA games?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we average around maybe 6,000 a night or so. I mean, there's a lot of people there, and then obviously when it's Friday, Saturdays, or, I mean, July 4th sold out with standing room only. Actually, it was a game that I got to pitch. It was a pretty amazing experience. But, I mean, everyone that comes actually cares, and it's a great fan base and a great area for families to grow up. So it's really great.
Hey, if you run into our boy Garrett Whitley from Niskayuna, he's trying to do what he can do in that organization. Tell him we said hello. Do you ever run into him at all?
Yeah, I actually talk to him a lot at spring training, you know. Tell stories about back home and all the guys we know and stuff like that. So, and he's a great kid, and I expect big things from him.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. Right? I mean, this road to get to the bigs, and you're close, you're right there. Is just not easy. And when Whitley's a number one pick and he's getting a $3 million signing bonus, there's a big bullseye on his back, right?
Exactly. Everyone wants to strike out your first rounders. Everyone's got something to say about you, and if you don't do it exactly right, then you're not as good as everyone said you were. But I mean, he's definitely a humble kid, and I think he's going to do really well in the Rays organization.
Hey, so speaking of Garrett Whitley, Jamie, he's coming here in the next few weeks to play against the Tri-City Valley Cats. And I was actually at one of your first starts in the Rays system when you came and played the Valley Cats at Joe Bruno Stadium. So what was it like for you? Go back to early in your minor league days. What was it like for you to come back home and make a start at the Joe?
That was a great experience. It was pretty incredible. I think pretty much the entire town of Skodak and Castleton was there. So got to see a lot of family and friends, and if I recall, I didn't have the outing I quite wanted. I think I only went like 3 or 4 innings, but it was just great being back home, especially going back to Tri-City. I mean, grow up and come to all those games and see all those guys. I remember like Hunter Penn's playing there, and it's just pretty crazy to see how far I've come, actually, and to go back there and represent.
You feel like you're close? You feel like you're really close and getting that call up and making the move?
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I said before, I don't know what the Rays' plans are, but, I mean, I'm confident in every time I go out there, and, you know, I think I'm ready to make an impact at the next level, and as long as I, you know, just stay humble, I guess, and just keep moving forward and working on what I need to work with, everything will fall in place.
Well, the only request we have comes from Brady.
Yeah, so Jamie, I'm a big hat guy. We need next time you're in town, we need a Durham Bulls hat for the studio, size 7 1/4, please.
Oh yeah, no problem.
The guy never wears his hat on straight there, but he puts it on backwards.
I can't wear it forwards with these headphones on, Roger. If I'm on the field, I respect the game. If these headphones on, I can't do it. So, Jamie, we'll talk. We'll talk after the interview. We'll work out the hat scenarios.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Jamie.
not a problem.
Take care, man. Good job. It's Jamie Schultz, Maple Hill grad.